chicken na rense ke dumile ka tsona tse ke dumile ka tsona tse a bona se le gore ke dumile ka sona ke dumile ka go bolela Thomas ke nna motho wa hustler re na le ena Selaelo Ramahlo. I think I'm calling it right ke nagana gore ke apa Jona and motho o re na le ena mo today wa apa re a tseba gore metlheng ya letsatsi nna le kgoni re na le go gatelela sekgowa mara a ra tshwanna re lebale gore re a yapa go rena re a yapa a re buleli we are not talking re a yapa so ke na le ena e reng ke lefe ke mo fe sebaka sa gore a bolele gore ke ena mane a le dumedise sebaka ke sa ga ngwanetso.
Dumelang kamuka. Good evening, everybody. As Rams umfile pressure arna kya pa kilobedi so yes ringa be kilobedi ke na Selaelo Ramahlo ke kwa Gimobje Bulobedi South. To everybody that does not understand Kilobedi, my name is Selaelo Ramahlo. I am from Bulobedi South, and yes, it's good to be here. It feels very great. It's an honor to be part of Mr. Ram's podcast. I hope I will be a good a good invitee because I've honored the invite. So yes,
you will be a good guest.
Yes.
All right. No, our re thabela go hosta as tell me about yourself podcasting. Maneso ke bone e le monyeta wa gore because I think last Friday when we were at Relela, I didn't know what this thing ke ya gago so how fetcha we fast speech go ka oh wow, that is a very great thing ke ntho e kgolo ka mane and I hope for some other youth outside there need to hear your story, and some of them they can be like you. So she is the co-founder of His Presence Foundation. Ke ntho e le gore re tlhakane ka yona re tlo bolela ka yona letšatšing la lekgono re doapa ka yona le yena tlo tlhalosetša story sa gage. So if you can tell us can you tell us about the Presence Foundation? How did it happen for you to start this foundation?
Okay, His Presence Foundation. Okay. Well, growing up, honestly speaking, I've always wanted to do something. I knew I had a passion for people. I love people. I love giving. Like, I grew up in a family that gives. We don't have it all figured out, but my mother is a person that gives a lot. So for me, it was nature to give. And that always stayed with me. So I remember when I got to Gauteng, everything was good, life was great. We were all living, doing our own things. And 2019, before lockdown, I had a lady that cleaned for us at my place where I used to stay. And for me, it was okay, she comes to work, it's work. I go to work, she's at work. And lockdown happened. So when lockdown happened, she couldn't come to work anymore. I remember it was the second or the third month where she called me and said to me, she used to call me auntie. She's like, Ish, auntie, I don't have any food. Can I please make arrangements so I can come and work, clean up, and I get a little something so that I can just have food? My heart was so painful. It was really, really painful. I remember talking to my cousin about it to say, listen, auntie called me and this is the situation. So we decided to do something about it. I always had a name for the foundation, and His Presence was always the thing for me because I'm a praying woman, and for me, I find rest in the presence of God. I find everything like sense of peace, a sense of direction. So for me, His Presence was just being in the presence of God, understanding that whenever you're in the presence of God, everything just becomes okay. It might not be at that time, but eventually things become okay. So that's where the name His Presence Foundation came about. So the push, that extra push for it to start was during lockdown when we had like a little show. We had a sale, Bravos sale, trying to raise funds to buy blankets for people that didn't have blankets and couldn't afford to buy blankets. And from there, I was like, you know what? I've got this. We're going to kick it. And I spoke to my cousin about it. I spoke to Matakani. She's like, listen, you've always wanted to do this. So why not? Now is the time to start. And I started with the registration process. I spoke to to people that believed in the vision, that understood the vision. So, and when they gave me the support, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I was doing it as I was going to work until just 2021, March the 1st of March, I was like, you know what? I'm resigning. I was working very well. I was working at the bank. I was at FNB and things were going well. But I was like, you know what? I'm tired of putting my dreams on the bench. I do it when I don't have a lot of work. So I decided I'm going to make it a priority and I'm going to focus on the foundation. And yeah, here we are now with a wonderful team that I work with.
What is that miracle?
Yeah, no, I had to make a decision.
Yo. And how was it, Mara? How was the decision or like after to just say, "Ish, let me just quit, let me just step down, resign and focus on this. I was not looking like Mara e ka se direge, ke tlo dira jang Mara? Ene ka mo se tswile.
You know what? I won't even lie to you. The stress was there. Stress was on. Like it was a lot, but I kept on praying about it. I was praying. And like I said, now I believe in prayer and I believe in listening to the voice of God. So the more I prayed about it, the more it was a burning desire to say, listen, focus. How long are you going to put me on the bench? How long are you going to make me whenever you have time? And lockdown, we didn't have working hours. I was working from home. I'd be on my laptop from 7 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night. I never had time to go out and do what I wanted to do. So when that decision came about, I already had a plan. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to move back home. I spoke to my parents about it. I'm so grateful for my parents. I think you remember, Lee, on Friday, I mentioned, or listen, my mom has been amazing. Like the support was great. So I spoke to them. I'm like, listen, I want to come back home. This is what I want to do. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I want to do it and I'm going to give it my all. And okay, my parents were happy. Okay, sharp, no problem. We are to support, and that was the best thing for me there. And coming home, I had a plan. And the plan was I'm going to launch when I get home. Everybody's going to know about His Presence Foundation, and there's only one way to do it: giving back to the community. So we picked a school, Raya Tlapedi Primary School, where we had an event, redonate our school tracksuits, school shoes, and other school stuff that we were donating on the day. So we made it known. We had a march, a peaceful march, just to make people aware that His Presence Foundation is around. We did everything. I had radio interviews. I have a wonderful team. I won't even say I did it alone. I've got a great team that I work with, and with them, they've been playing a major role. They play a major role in the foundation. And from there on, it was just that was us putting our first step, and it's been great. It has been great, and I believe it's going to be better. Now we look after about 15, if not 20 families or more, and we do food parcels. I do family visits. We have a social worker that we work with. I visit the families. I see how things are going. Are the kids going to school? So this is something that is really close to my heart.
Wow. Oh, I was working. Modimo truth, Modimo bless, man. Oh, the job that we're doing is very something that is touching. Yo. So, you know what? When you have a thing, the challenge mo bophelong. Go na le challenge tse
Yes.
le gore o kopana le tsona And go to sometimes I don't okay, let me just give up on this. What's fun? I guess in your lesson. So tell us about those challenges. How did you deal with them? What did you experience in them?
Okay, challenge. Okay, the one challenge is, and my friends always laugh at me, is I'm scared to drive. I am really scared to drive. And the cars are there, like there's access, like, but ke tshaba ho reila, and I need to drive. I have to go places. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do family visits. But taxi, like literally taxi and do all these things. But that's even like the least of my challenges, that's just something
Mm,
I need to work on. But the main challenge that I can say we had, it was with this recent career awareness that we had on Friday. So
mm,
the plan was bigger than that. The concept was different. We had a more detailed concept. So having to do that and having to change, the advantage is people don't see behind the scenes, they see the final
mm,
products. So we had a
mm,
completely different concept, but the line was that one. So when we had to change the concept because of funding, people not coming on board, universities giving us the stress, that's why I get it. One thing that I'll always reiterate on and always say it often is the team I have has been great. So we had a challenge and we didn't have funding for this event that we had that Friday.
mm,
So the people that were supposed to fund us wanted us to move the event 2 weeks ahead. So it would be happening Buma next week or so. So
mm,
it was a matter of we can't move it. The application, kids need to have this information as soon as today so that they're able to
mm,
apply, they're able to sort out their things. And
mm,
I remember going back to the team, Rere, are we doing this? They're like, yes, and it must happen by Friday. Another thing is you can't always tell the team, More, that's one thing we try and avoid to say, guys, because finance is a very, very, very delicate thing in these things. So I was like, okay, fine, what do we need? We can push, and they were so hands on. This one was calling this varsity, this one was calling this college, doing this, doing that. And I'm sitting here thinking, we've invited the guest speakers, we invited Rana Rabate Holoni, we've done all these things. What are they going to eat? How are we going to entertain them? Onyake sound, there's going to be a lot of people there. Onyake this, now you are back to all these things that are needed, and you're like, Onyake chelete. That was the main thing. I was so stressed out. I was very, very stressed. And my friend, the one that was co-hosting Lee Lucid, the girl that was one of the MCs, she was like, one thing she likes saying to me is, Chomi, you've got this. Chomi, you've got this. And at that point, I knew, or I don't have this. And it was very, very stressful. It was a stressful time. And how everything came about, I won't lie to you, Kimudi, I can't. I won't even say there was a miracle, somebody did this, but people were just, we don't have this, we don't have that, but somehow we managed to put things together. And
yeah.
one person that actually keeps me calm is my cousin, and she's one of the co-founders. She's my business partner. She's my friend. She's my cousin. She keeps me sane. She likes saying, I don't know how you do it, but you do it. And the fact that I believed in the foundation first, it makes it easier for everybody that supports the dream to also believe in it. So it hurts. Like, it's stressful sometimes, but
Mm,
prayer helps. I
mm,
won't lie. There are times where I
mm,
cry and I'm like, God, you said I must quit my job. I remind him of the life I had. I'm like, God, I was
yeah.
fine. I was able to pay my rent. I was able to go out with my friends. I was able to do one, two, three. And you said, do this and I will lead you and I will guide you. So I always say, don't forget your promises. And he's faithful and he keeps to his promises. So we haven't really had like a major, major, major like challenge whereby things failed, things changed, because I can honestly say it's by the grace of God, nothing else but the grace of God.
Mm, yeah. Re sana le ena Selaelo wa ga Ramahlo le mo ka gore taba tša di bolelago ke tše dikgolo ka maatla. One thing that I like about the thing that we're doing is the thing e le gore ke rata ho e dira ke a nyaka le nna ho e dira one day. What's happening right now? The thing is, wa e dira, I will love to do it one day, and I believe God will give me the courage ya gore ke thome. That's a miracle. We're having a problem here, didn't work. Okay, easy.
Okay, I'm back.
Like I was saying, the job that we're doing is my dream. Me too. It's my dream. That's why I'm saying, what's working. Mudimu, I never wanna one day computer. What's aiming? I'm out to get away to look. You never wanna look hole. You never wanna look hole, and we'll keep on supporting you. I don't wanna lie, and as you're saying, worry. Mudimu, ki prayer helps. Modimo wa thusa ka ralo ka moka. Don't give up on that. Don't give up. What are the achievements tse e le gore o di lebeletse godimo ga project le wena tse e le gore o di lebeletse mo bophelong bja gago? We can say in 5 years to come, foundation e tla ba e le kae, o tla ba o fitlhile kae, re tla ba re bona ene ka foundation se e le gore se fetogile ka foundation.
Yeah. I think that's one of my most exciting things. Talking about the plans of the foundation. Whew, excuse me. Like in 5 years, like my biggest goal is to have a community center. I want to build a His Presence Foundation Community Center. And trust me, that is a goal set for 5 years. I always laugh, Gary. I will be the gift of the givers. You know, everywhere you go, give the gift of the givers. Like, they are big. They are like one of the biggest organizations around. So I'm like, I'm going to start His Presence Foundation. Everyone will know about His Presence. Everyone. And I want it to be a safe haven, like a place where people come for comfort, and not only comfort, but they come for a learning experience. We've been put the balaclavas. Growing up, you can be a teacher, a doctor, this, varsity, everything. But we moving with times. A lot of things are changing. I want both young ones and old ones to understand. Let's have some sort of common ground. Technology is taking over very fast, not even slowly, very fast. Look at this now. We are having a podcast. You are at home, I'm at home. Things have changed. Times are moving very fast. I want the elders to also understand that. And I want the kids to be honest with themselves. Let them do things that they enjoy. I'm pretty sure from the kids that we had on Friday, 5% of them would love to have their own podcast, would love to have their own shows, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know which channels to take, the right people to ask. I want us to have such an environment whereby Rams is there. Rams is like, I've got training sessions Monday to Wednesday for the kids that want to run their own podcast. What is required? What do they need to do? I want to have like somebody that paints, kids that love painting. I want to have a studio where kids come and dance. People are passionate about dancing. I want them to do what they love. For example, with me, school was a thing that I had to do because I had to do it. But I have a passion for talking. I want to be in politics, but I've realized that in the fields that I have chosen now, I get to do the talking. I do the talking through the foundation. There are kids that want to get in those fields. Let's make it easy for them to succeed. We are that generation that can change it. So I want His Presence Foundation to be that drive through to say, listen, once I pass through that community center, this is how I'm going to be. Kids want to become scientists, but they don't know. They don't have access. They don't have the right funding. They don't have these things. So I want them to have a place to talk and let them be comfortable. We have, I think 2021, 2022 has been the highest rate of suicide. I want to create a place where people are able to talk about their problems, share about your issues. You might save somebody. I also went through my own depression throughout the year, but I had a support system that said, you can get through this, and I got through it. What of others that don't have that support structure? What of others that don't know about Rams, podcast with Rams? They want to do it. They want to have such things in life. So I want them to have, not everybody can approach Rams and say, Rams, how did you do it? So I want to create that type of platform. I want to have, like, His Presence Foundation must be a home for the homeless. Like our slogan is the dawn of hope. So we really, really want to instill hope in those that are coming before us and those that are already in front of us, but they don't know the direction that they're going. So that's the plan for the foundation, and just for the team as well. Like, I want the team to be fully employed by the foundation. That's one of my biggest goals. All our current volunteers, I want to be able to say, here's your paycheck. That's something I want to do. And I want them to feel like they are at work, but they enjoy their work. They work, for example, Linna, I love what I'm doing. Somebody once said, if you don't want to work, love what you do. So I know they love what they do. They're doing it already without them getting anything. So I want to be able to pay the team. That's another thing. That's another goal. And that goal is not too far-fetched. 5 years is too far. That one is a reachable goal. I can bet you on that one. Because we are growing. We've got more people coming through. I've got great people that I connect with. I've got like very, very great people. And for me, every day is a learning curve. Every day I get to learn about different things. For example, like today, I was busy compiling some work that they want because I'm busy with some funding that we have to work in. So every day I feel like is a step to that 5-year goal. And we might even get to that goal before 5 years. And that for me is by the grace of God. God is good, and that's one thing that I will continuously say. It's not because of who I am, but it's the God in me. I know this God. And going back to my personal goals, it's the same thing, because this is me. Everybody that knows me know that I am for this. And yeah, I'd like to have my own family along the way, but yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing also. That's a good thing also. Yo, what's working? Yo, what is the motivation, a strong motivation that we can say for people who are watching by the way, our live broadcasting? What is it that you can give to them? There are people some outside there, like we say, no, they wanna be like you. They wanna be like me. So one of the things they lor o ka ba fa tsona tse lor ba ka bolela I mean tse lor ba ka dula ka tsona le ga ba phela mo bophelong. What is the motivation that you can say to them?
For me personally, to everyone, it's, if you want it, you can get it. Excuse me. On Friday, before we came, a friend of mine also has a foundation. The
Yes.
foundation is called Pursue Education. She joined us on Friday after she had an award ceremony at one of the schools, and I was invited to hand out certificates for one of the grades. And luckily, they gave me my grade 12. And I said to them, it is possible, Black child. This is something that people have been saying, and it's actually true. It is possible. We have living examples. We have living examples. That's why one of the things that I did, Kiwuri, all my motivational guys, like the guys that were doing the career talks, the professionals that we had, all of them are from Bulobedu South. All of them are from around. I didn't go and fetch somebody from Cape Town to come and talk to the kids, or you can do it. I didn't go and fetch somebody that stays in Gauteng that had no struggles. I picked people that I know we can relate to. They went to the same schools that these kids are currently in. So we don't have an excuse. We don't have an excuse. If you want something, work towards it. If you want it, ask questions, and asking is very important. I used to ask people about it. I used to read about it. Or, okay, fine. If I want to start an NGO, what do I need to do? Where can I go? Who can assist me in the registration? How difficult is the process? Does it need money? And once you have that information, work towards getting those things. For example, Rams, you are accessible. You have your podcasts. Comment. People are here. Comment, guys. Bother him. If you have to DM Rams, DM him and ask him questions. I want to give a little story about one guy on Instagram that, like, for me, he used to motivate me. That guy pushed me to do my best. And he runs a lot of businesses. He's got his own foundation as well. He's based in Gauteng, but he travels a lot. He's hardly in South Africa. I remember when April this year, when we had our school activation. Annually, we have school activations. So we needed funds. So I DM'd this guy. Like, that's how I want to show you guys that if you want something, you must go for it. I DM'd this guy with a long paragraph, this long paragraph. And my introduction was, I'm sure you're going to ask yourself why you need to read this whole thing, because you get 1,000 DMs. And for him is exactly, why should I read this? But now it becomes interesting. What is she saying that is different? And he responded. Eventually he responded. And his question was, how much do you need for you to make your event a success? Mind you, this person does not know me. They've never met me. All they see is my social media. They see the foundation social media. They see my personal social media. And I gave him a figure. I remember very well. I gave him a figure and I said, this amount. And the following day, that money was in my account, in the business account. And he sent me the proof of payment. He's like, go do your thing. And we did. And that event was a success. We managed to get over 100 school pairs of shoes for the school. We had food parcels for the other kids there. That's because if you want it, you will do it. And to this day, there are others that I look and I say, one day I'm going to sit down with Petrus Motsepe and we'll have a chat. And listen, that one day is not far. Next year, this time, Rams, when I come back to this podcast, I'm going to tell you about my interview with Petrus Motsepe.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So if you want to, go for it. Yes, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. And nobody's going to come and say, here, Rams, here's a studio, here's everything, do your thing. You need to work. People need to see that you are hungry for what you want. Like, we have sleepless nights. I would have been sleeping. It's 8 o'clock. But I knew that all I needed was one person to join this podcast. I didn't need 500 people to join. I just needed one person to join this podcast and hear what I wanted to say. And trust me, one person heard what I wanted to say.
Wow. Yo. What's up, King? Yeah, tell me about yourself, because Mr. Rans wishes you good luck on your work. One day when you come back here, another story. I don't want to hear this, another story.
Listen, the next time I am coming here, we are talking about my interview with Petrus Motsepe.
Yeah. That is what I want to hear. Yo, wanama, gitareni, wawaba. Yo, what's up, gang? Yeah, I'm very motivated. I have a podcast, I know, but I'm really much motivated. Yeah, what you said, I believe there's one. I always tell people, don't worry. When you, like I was saying, on Friday, I was with this guy that I'm working with on my work, Gary. I wanted this campaign, but they are many. But some of them, they will take it, some of them will not take it. So yes. That is what we give you. We are saying to you, work hard. Lamona Oring, when she comes here again, That is what we want. We don't want
Yes.
motho e le gore what I'm much motivated e mona o tloge a se mang le mang yo le gore a ka tlogela moshomo wa gagwe a se mang le mang yo le gore a ka tlogela gore wa tsa re ke eng ka di 22 a ke sa tla go gola ge mafelelo a kgwedi fedile today
Yes.
kgwedi
Yes.
fedile kgwedi fedile today a ke sa
Yes.
tla go gola o e bona. Yeah, so that I can there's this one woman in our church, she was really working well. She was a teacher, and her husband is a principal at school. So at said but they visit the council teacher Kamonte. So yeah, they had to sit down ya go taba ya gore ba discuss gore nna ke nyaka who ke mang yo le gore o tlogela mošomo ka taba ya gore
Yeah.
re šomele modimo wa kwešiša.
Yeah.
And she was the one ya bona a re na I will quit your job and follow the thing ya modimo wa kwešiša. And now she's very far ana mathata, she's okay o phelela modimo wa gagwe. So you can make it,
Yeah,
like she
definitely.
said. Yes, like she said, or you can make it. We can all make it. We can all make it. All things that we need to do, the thing that we need to do is to work hard, is to push. No matter how hard is it, you'll be there. You'll be there. Remember, it's all like a thing.
Amen.
Yes, which means
So,
in every challenge, you have to remember what's our king. As long as I told God, or God, I want this. God,
yeah.
Modimo wa ka, and what's our the I will not challenge you to ka se fete ga ra tsona. If as long as you said, even myself, I have challenges on this podcast, but I know for one day I will be far. I will be fine. I
Yes.
always tell people that was that getting na. I just thank God or I have a thing ya go approach about.
Yes.
I can be able to approach big fish outside there. Ke mo tiise mo. Ke mo tiise. Like an example, last week I was having the interview with one of the big comedians, Mashabela Galad. Then
Yes.
after that, when people, or I got so many comments or something. Hey, Faith, you started this as a joke, but look where you are. Yeah,
Hey, we always start somewhere.
yes, that was what we were saying to you. Or you can always make it. You can always make it. As long as you tell yourself, or again,
True.
I'll make it. Day by day, every morning when you wake up. Tell yourself when I sleep, I'm
Yes.
telling you, one day you will thank yourself.
Definitely. Definitely.
Let us push, Banavagesu, pusher, Manama, pusher, and I believe one day you will have your own center. I believe so. What's up, gang? You work hard. I can hear from your explanation, from your information on what's up, gang. You really work hard. God will not give you, or will never leave you. As long as you told
Amen.
Mudim or Mudim, ke thomile le wena, ke nyaka gore ke tsamaye le wena all the way. That is the thing e le gore le botsa yona gore go na le Modimo. Prayer helps. Prayer
Amen.
helps so much. I was watching Steve Harvey on TikTok. When I look at him, don't forget to pray. Don't forget to
Yes.
pray because prayer helps. You can
Help.
sorry, never to have a hole. I'm talking about Steve Harvey. Which you can
Mm.
sorry. He believes on prayer because what's our prayer? So,
Amen.
Arverigeni vanna ku rivereke re achieve something. Now I'm telling you, don't look now and you are even Renz, is this you? Is many people are
Yes.
surprised, Selaelo. Many people are very surprised. Or I remember one of the guy from my street last time when I was sitting with them. He was like, "What's up, kid?" When he started this, and I was like, But look now, I can be able to approach people by Logore. They are very far in life. I want to come and motivate us, to motivate you. Because my thing is all about to motivate. Now I'm a motivational speaker. That thing is my thing. And it's all about to motivate, to see other people grow. We want to move
Yes.
beyond. That's what I want. So,
Yeah.
ke lebile kudu, ke leba ka matla, for you to come here and share your story. I'm really, 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 really honored for you. Gore o tle mo o tlo bolele, o tlo ya apere taba tša gago, and I believe go na le motho o le gore one day go botša nnete, he or she will come to you. Ray, I was watching you go Rand's podcast. What's up, kid? You motivated me to start this.
That's definitely.
Yes, I believe so, because from what you said, it's very touching and it's very inspiring. So, Modimo o thuse, Modimo o dire ka go loka, Modimo a go okeletse godimo ga what I like about this foundation, you said His Presence Foundation, which means the presence ya Modimo. Okay.
Yes.
So that is what I like about it, and God will always be with you in your foundation. Modimo a okeletse, what's up, Selaelo? Modimo a okeletse. I'm very happy. Giving is what I like. Giving is what is from my heart. It's from my heart. That is what I like. So, Modimo a okeletse. Modimo o dire ka go loka in your work. What's up, King? I'll bless it so much. Kudu. There are so many family outside there. There are so many young people outside there. By Lord, they need your motivation. They need your presence, your support. And I believe so. They will be motivated. You will motivate them. The thing you're doing is very, 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 very great. I don't want to lie. It's very big.
Thank you.
I don't want to lie. Yeah, and you and your team work hard. Work hard. As long as you have God, I don't want to lie to you. As long as you have God, everything is working well. Everything is working.
Amen.
So, really good. Really good. Angar ke bolela nka se fetše. Well, so good, and thanks for your time. But re be re na le ena Selaelo Ramahlo, ke a tshepa gore le bile motivated and inspiring, le tšeri, le mongwe le gore I don't need many people to watch this, only one. And I believe so. I believe so it will happen. So, Relebogile, thanks for your time. Relebogile, that's my name. Relebogile. Thanks for your time. Relebogile, it's my name. You must know it's my name. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, what's up?
Thank you so much, Mr. Rams. Thank you so much for having me.
Will be available on YouTube channel yaka. Then I will also share the clip on the TikTok gore batho ba gone go tla mo ba tle ba e bone.
All right,
So,
no, that will be great. That will be great. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Rams. I really appreciate the time and the fact that you thought about us as a foundation. I don't believe it's me, but it's the whole team. So thank you very much. And it's good. It's good to be active on different platforms. It's good to showcase what you have. What you're doing is very great. I'm very excited, and I wish you all the best. And this one day I'm gonna be in your studio. We're not gonna be like this. We're gonna be chilling proper. Chilling on the couch, having coffee, catching up like this, talking about my interview. Pedro's Mexico. That one is serious. So you got time to work on it. And get your room. We all start somewhere. Get your room, get your studios, things set up, even if it's in a back room, until that one day, you'll be sitting in Santon. And then they'll be there, your building will be there, Rams podcast studios all the way in Central. And then I started off Zaneni Bulovedu somewhere there in my room, and I had 1, 2, 3, and look at me now. So
Yeah,
there will
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
be a story to tell. Trust me, there'll be a
That
story
is
to
what.
tell.
Yes, yes. That is what I will be also telling. You must invite me, Mana. You must invite me. On a little campaign.
No, we'll
We
definitely
have to
invite
tell.
you.
I have to. We have to tell these young people what they'll make it.
Yes,
Well, but
definitely, definitely.
go na le batho ba be le gore ba nyaka go tshwana le nna. Wa bona
Mm,
mara ba tse gore ba thome bjang wa bona everyone. I always say to people everyone wa bona I know yes education it helps us ne it really helps us but it doesn't mean gore go paletse ka tsa sekolo you can start something wa kwisisa
true.
so
That's true.
education hard work di a kopana so you must invite me.
Yes,
I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Like I
definitely,
was saying,
definitely,
gore,
definitely.
that's a fact. When not just invite me, we have big, so much to tell to people. That is what
Definitely. Thank you
Taylor
so
Redumile
much.
got told. Thanks for your time, Selaelo. Thanks very much. Thanks
Thank you,
very
Rams.
much.
Thank
And
you.
yes. Robala Woods. Bye.
Lily Nollywood. Thank you very much for having me.
All right.